What's up, everybody? Uncle Mike, back at the shop, trying to get some stuff done today. Yesterday, got a little steering wheel deal that kind of aggravated me a little bit, but I think I calmed down and I'm gonna work on that today. I wanna get that steering wheel done. I think I can figure out a way to line everything up, drill the holes properly, and make it work. I called Cody and I said, man, that thing's a hunk of poop, this little thing he made. Because, as I was saying yesterday, the holes that they put in there don't line up with the steering wheel holes. The pattern's off just a little bit. I said, why wouldn't you spread the bolts out a little bit and make it where it was user friendly? Because right now it's not. You got to clamp it, you got to do all this crap. Why wouldn't you just make it where the holes worked? And I gave him a little bit of shit, but he was all right. Kind of glad I just stopped at what I was doing before I messed everything up, but I think I can make everything work. After talking to Cody this morning, he told me a little easier way to do it, so I'm gonna try that. But that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna see if we can get the steering wheel done. I wanna get that piece in the tranny. I gotta drop the tranny pan down and notch it a little bit so my sensor can plug in, because that new servo cover is billet and it's a little bit thicker. So it kind of pushed my sensor out a little bit where I don't have quite enough room. So I'm just gonna take and notch the pan out a little bit to get that in there. We'll get the tranny fluid in it, get it fired up, run it through the gears, make sure all that's full. And also I want to fix my window net nut that I was talking about. They give you just this little flat insert, and I can't TIG weld at all. So I just tacked it in there with a MIG welder and grinded it off. Well, the metal was so thin, after using it a few times, it just popped out. It's like a little insert type thing, and you really need to TIG weld it in there. But I was just in a hurry and I wanted to get the car, I wanted to get everything buttoned up so I could go race it. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna weld a regular nut in there, and use a nut and bolt on that. So, but that's no big deal either. We'll get that taken care of. But yeah, we're gonna get some of this done. There's a good possibility that we might get to go test next weekend. Corey said something to me yesterday that Dwayne might be coming down and they want to go test at Orlando. And I said, well, shoot, I was planning on going the following weekend because I want to run the U.S. Nationals, but I need to get out there and do some test hits and kind of get this thing. We haven't worked on a tune-up or nothing because I either make a stupid mistake or something wasn't exactly right. So if I can get out there and test a little bit, get this thing going in the right direction and try to, get a few full passes under my belt, then I'll have a little bit more confidence in everything that we got going on. So that's the plan for today. We're gonna get after it. All right, so I didn't videotape none of this deal today. I kind of just focused on getting it all done. It's on there, it's sturdy. I went and got some Allen heads because this was so close it wouldn't take a regular bolt that came with this hub here. So I got that taken care of. This is all done. You look down through there, it's pretty straight inside there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's lined up as close as I can get it. I sat in the car and put it on. And what I did have them do, so when I made that measurement, I had them add an extra 1/2 inch or so to this thing. I wanted to bring the wheel back just a little bit. And when I sat in the car, I felt a little more comfortable in there. So old school, new school. I'm gonna get these buttons pulled off and put on this wheel, get everything plugged back up so we can raise the car up, drop the belly pan on the tranny and notch that. I'll do a little video of that, but just trying to get some stuff knocked off the list. Get that thing put back together, put the engine diaper on it, let it back down, fill it up with tranny, run it through the gears, just check it all out, make sure it's all good. So, be back in a minute. So, I use weather packs on just about everything. I have a couple of these different tools. These things are a lifesaver, especially if you just want to undo something so to get this off, it won't go through that hole on the steering wheel. So you just stick it down over the top of the thing. Put my glasses on so I can see it. But you just stick it down over the top and you just push it in and it'll come right out. I already loosened the other side, but this thing will slide over the top and it collapses it so you can push it out. So make sure if you buy a weather pack kit, you get one of these tools. The bigger kits come with them, but they are a lifesaver, especially if you want to do, if you got one bad wire and you want to just save the other one, it fits over the round and the pointed. See what I'm saying? It fits right over it. So these tools are, there you go. So it'll fit right over it, and then you just push it down and it collapses it so it'll come out. Good tool to have. All right, so new buttons are in place. I like that way. I mean, I'd have to put my hand like that to even hit it. So I think we're in way good shape because I always grab right here when I put both my second hand on there, if I do. So I even moved my line lock button into the middle. Trans brake. I drilled some holes in the bottom of that bracket, opened them up a little bit so I could hang my cords. Now, thanks to having that tool that I was talking about, this tool here, I can just put my things back on now, and I don't have to worry about, I just need to go to the car and make sure I put this piece back in the right way. So I'm gonna get that done and we'll see how it looks. All right, well, we're gonna drop this belly pan off the transmission so I can notch the side of it. I need to put a mark on there though. Get y'all a little better view. All right, so there's a bar right here. I really don't want my pan below that bar. So I'm just gonna put a mark here just to know how far down till it hits that bar. I'd rather that be up above that bar. So you can see my sensor right here. I need to notch that out. Cut them corners off so they have sharp edges. That is almost in a terrible spot. I really wished it would. I'm scared to do it, but I need to tighten it. I need to tighten it up just a tick more so it's not an awkward thing there. I mean, I don't think it'll break that billet, crack that billet piece. It could. I'm not gonna go too crazy with it. But that needs to be facing down. Man, stuff I get myself into. Come on, a little more, don't do nothing stupid. I don't want it to strip out either, which I did screw up and order 2 of them. I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna have to rethink this whole ordeal right here. Can't believe that plate made that much of a difference. Because my other one, I mean, it went right in there. My fear is it'll mess up that sensor. Go get a light so I can see what I'm doing. I know what's probably the deal is the hole location is different. That's the problem. What I need to do is put a T on there, an eighth inch T, which I have one over here on my oil sensor because I thought that's what the problem was on that one. So I could really take that off and put that on the transmission. Then I could just face it up and it'd be no big deal. It's probably what we're gonna do, guys. I'm gonna do it real quick. I'll get right back. All right, so what I did was I just rigged up a little 90 deal. We'll put that up in here. Tighten that bad boy up. Hell, I wouldn't even had to cut my pan. But it's okay. I didn't notch it down past the line anyway. So, should be all right. And voila, way easier deal here to plug in and out. I could and we are plugged back in. Pan's tight, shifter cable, shifter linkage is on. Everything is done under here. We can put the pan back on, put our blanket, our engine diaper on, and put tranny fluid in it. Get ready to hear some vroom vroom. Yep, vroom vroom. All done. Now, engine diaper. This is always the fun one. But if you don't have an engine diaper, I recommend you get one. It'll collect any oil. So it's got a rag in the bottom of it. A lot of guys nowadays are running pans. I didn't take the time, but this is a Champion racing diaper. It's kind of universal deal, but it has this thick oil absorbent pad that sits in the bottom of it, so it'll suck up any oil Plus the bag's kind of a Kevlar deal, so it'll hold your shit in there if something happens. I ran one years ago like this, the same particular one, and I chunked the rods out the bottom of out the oil pan, and they were right there when I took the diaper off. So we'll get this diaper on here and then we'll get some oil in the tranny and see what happens. All right, we're gonna get this engine diaper on. Kind of a pain in the doo-doo, but we'll get it. The brackets that they send with this thing are a pain in the ass. I keep saying I'm gonna build something different and I just haven't done it yet, but I'm going to. I am going to, I promise you that. Make something a little more user-friendly off and on. And I try to, when I put my diaper on, I try to keep everything tucked up inside it. So the plug wire don't move around and all that shit. And I don't pull it all the way up yet because I'm just getting it started. I barely got it stuck through there because I want to make sure that I got a nice fit with everything else. Check my little carpet down here. Make sure it stays where it needs to stay at. This one right here is always a pain in the ass because my steering column is right in the freaking way. Well, I say one day I'm gonna build new brackets for this and make it a little more user friendly. Because you can't squeeze the little thing that you need to squeeze. Huh. Guys on there pretty easy that done. I guess I was showing out for the camera. What I do is I pull the front two up tight first. Make sure I get everything where it needs to be. And then I pull the back ones up. Engine diaper installed. So they sell these at ART, which is Applied Racing Technologies, over in St. Pete, Florida. They're pretty inexpensive, but just imagine if you sling a rod out and the oil goes everywhere. One, track cleanup's gonna take a while. Two, what's behind you? Your tires. So I recommend that everybody run an engine diaper. Hell, run an engine diaper. And if you run a pan too. It's only gonna help you in case of a catastrophic failure. So I recommend it. I know that, like I said, the one time I had a rod come out, I had an engine diaper and it saved everything. Saved me from crashing and everything else. So enough with that. Now we can move on to filling the tranny. What's up, guys? So fixing to put the tranny fluid. I started putting tranny fluid in, and I noticed that it wasn't the same. The fluid that I ran the whole time since I've had this transmission was red. And I just grabbed, they only had one jug of the orange. So I'm a firm believer in don't change things if they're working. I've used this fluid the whole time I had that transmission built from day one, and it was recommended to use a full synthetic. You know, it's a full synthetic fluid because I kept burning 169s up and we didn't know why. So my Tranny guy said, hey, this other one in here, switch to full synthetic. So I did. Well, they only had one jug of this the other day when I was there. So I just looked over and this said full synthetic, so I didn't think it was no big deal. Well, down here it says AT, automatic transmission fluid, but it says CVT or whatever. That's a whole different type of fluid. It's probably not a good fluid because I did pour some in the tranny. Fortunately, it's just in the pan. I only got about maybe a quart in there. I'm gonna drain that out. But I noticed that it was clear and I poured a little bit of it and I kept pouring. I said, oh, let me call my tranny guy. Yeah, this is not good. So I got 2 more gallons of it over there. That's 137 bucks. Of my bad, I can't find the receipt. So I just went to the store. I picked up 3 gallons of this. So I'm gonna jack the car up. I'm gonna drain that cord out. No harm, no foul. But I'm glad I didn't try to run it because the blue transmission fluid is not what I want. So let me get the car jacked up. Let me get the pan back off. I'm gonna drain that fluid out. Like I said, guys, everything's a pain in the ass for me for some reason. I don't know why, it just is. All right. Oh, we'll get this fluid out real quick. I just don't want to take, the old saying is, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, I'm the same way. I just don't want to, I don't want to go to something that I've never used before. It doesn't say anything about, it says a lot about, that blue fluid says a lot about some other kind of shit. And I don't want to tear up a brand new transmission by using the wrong fluid. I know the other fluid worked, so that's what I'm gonna use. There ain't much in there, probably maybe pour a quart, but I'll get most of it out, whatever will come out. And we'll go from there. We'll fill it up with the right stuff and won't have no more issues. Because I know I don't think I ever changed the tranny fluid in that transmission in 7 years. I never had no problems with it till I hit the tranny brake. But Larry did tell me that the high gear, he could tell that the tranny was probably needing new clutches because the high gear clutches looked like they had been slipping a little bit. So it was good that I did what I did. Unfortunately, you know, I didn't like how it happened, but got the tranny rebuilt. It's all fresh, so shouldn't be slipping in high gear now. So we'll get most of that out of there, and then we'll put the pan back on. We'll let it back down, and we'll put the red stuff in. All right. Yeah, I like that. Look a little bit better than that other stuff. Well, I hope the car will fire up. I ain't checked the batteries or nothing in it. It should though. Because I killed all the power in it. And it was charged up, ready to make a hit when we were pulling it up to the front. Full of fuel, everything else. So I'm gonna put this and then a gallon in there. That'll give it about 8 quarts. I'll probably hit it there and add from there. As long as they don't start running out that dipstick tube, we'll be good shape. I don't see anything running out of there yet. Oh, maybe there is. Yep. Oofta. Not good. Let me turn the power on, spin the battery, spin the car over, maybe that'll help. Huh. Maybe that pumped some fluid through it, I don't know. Don't look like it did. Should have. I know that thing ain't full, I only put well, we might have to fire it up and see what happens. Yeah, it's right to the full mark. But I want to back it out and stuff. I'll do that later. We'll leave this how it is for right now. But we are we're ready to go. I got a few things left to do, and hell, I can put this thing back in the trailer now. Just need to go through and I want to back it out. I'm probably going to wash it, get it all cleaned up. It's got 9 quarts in it. It ain't going to take much more, but I want to back it up. And I shouldn't have messed with that carburetor. I turned up the idle screw on it so I wouldn't have to sit there and babysit it. He's a little cold-natured sometimes. I'm gonna get this thing go through here. I'm gonna go through here and wipe everything down and get it all cleaned back up. Let's get ready to make another lick. See what happens. So, well, guys, that's it for today. The only thing I did forget that I got left to do is I'm gonna weld that nut on so my window nut will work right again instead of jury rigging it. But hey, the car fired right up. She hasn't been run since I was at the track the last time, so happy with that. She sounds good. The tranny, you can feel it go through all the gears, but I am gonna back it out and roll it a little, you know, put it in gear, back it up a few times, make sure everything's full. Check the fluid again, top everything off, make sure it's all good, and probably roll it over there and wash it. I got the stickers coming for it for next week, you know, for my numbers, and the name of the car is Category 5, so I got a big decal and stuff that's going on the back window. I probably am gonna have some little Category 5 stickers. I might make up a bunch of them and keep them in my trailer, so if somebody's looking for one or something, if they're not too pricey, I'll see what I can do. I do still have some t-shirts. I do got quite a few t-shirts available. I haven't really been pushing them. I wanted to get out there and get racing. That way, if somebody at the track wants a shirt, I'll be more than happy to sell them one. Maybe if I had some stickers and stuff, just do a little bit so I can start growing this thing, because I think all this time this thing's been fighting me, it's time for it to give me a little bit of something. So hopefully it does. I can't wait. I can't wait to make a full rip in that thing and get some actually time to tune on the motor. I mean, we just got a baseline tune up in that thing, and it's on a small jet. I mean, from where we are probably gonna end up. So I can't wait, man. I'm excited, and I just need to get in the seat and get some more seat time back under me, and quit making dumb mistakes driving the car. I definitely don't want to crash the car. So if I do, though, I ain't gonna give up. I'll rebuild or do whatever I gotta do to fix it. Racing's been my passion for many, many years. So it's what I do. It's what I want to do. You know, I've never had nothing as nice as this car is. So I'm gonna keep working on it. We're gonna keep growing our channel. I thank everybody for supporting me, even though when I'm out there looking like an ass clown, I do that, but you know, it is what it is. It takes a lot of time, money, and energy, and then you get spun out real quick. I got a great guy helping me tune the cars in Corey. You know, he knows what he's doing, and I know that he's not gonna go out there and try and tear me up out the gate. He said, we're gonna take it easy. We're gonna find out what the motor will handle, and then we're gonna back it off just a little bit. 10-4. I want it to be a car that we can just go have fun with. I want to be able to, you know, not be out there leaning on it every pass, trying to do something. And I think it's very capable. The car doesn't weigh a whole lot. I've been losing weight, which I gained a few pounds back over Christmas, but I went back on my diet Monday. So I've already lost 4 pounds this past week, so that's a good thing. And you know, I want to get back down to 210. I was real close to it and shot back up to 225 over my Christmas holiday. So I just want to thank everybody again. You know, like and share, hit that subscribe button. Let's tell your friends and everybody. I don't make a whole lot of money, but the little bit of money I make off of it, it does help. It buys a couple cans of fuel a month, or hell, I ain't shitting you. I just bought 12 quarts of transmission fluid. It was $138. So I'm not making a ton of money, and I mean, I got a decent job, but I pay all my bills, and you know, all my bills come first. This is just my hobby, so I save what I can save and do what I can do. But the little YouTube stuff that I do, it helps me a lot. So, you know, some months I do pretty good, some months I do shitty. I think once I get the car out there and we can start having some fun, maybe I can win something, you know. I haven't won a lot of races. I used to win some quick 16s back in the day when we were at Lakeland. I mean, it was pretty much a bracket quick 16. I've never really won anything heads up, but you know, I think I got a car capable of doing some damage if I can get it worked out and I can get enough seat time. And hell, if the motor ain't big enough, I'll save my money and build me a bigger motor. You know, it is what it is. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Love you guys. Uncle Mike out.